Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalayim Layal, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Ha, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and GMS, who do rule and teach well. Your brother here, Shamash One. And today we're just going to be talking about Isaiah 58, right? And, today's like, Valentine's Day or whatever. And, we're just going to go get into the little article, right? Cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, right? And show my people the transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins, right? Transgressions, sin, same thing, right? We don't really got to go into deep things of that, right? So we're commanded to do this, right? To tell our people where you're going wrong. And that's what it means to, like, rebuke. The word for rebuke is like a firm correction, right? Rebuke, reprove, same thing, show sharp disapproval, show, make correction to, and that's what we're supposed to do, right? Because that's what we want our people to do. We want our people to be better, and then deeper than that, we really don't want our people to be better. We want the people that we want to basically call out to the people that, like, want to get better, i.e. the hopeful. Like, we can't. Yeah, we call out in a general sense, right? But at the end of the day, they're gonna be the ones that are gonna grab it and get it, Like, blessed are your ears for they hear, blessed are your eyes for they see, blessed are your eyes for they see, things like that. Many prophets have all the one to see the things that you see and hear the things that you hear. So stuff like that, to whom it is given, it is given, The rest of that stuff is like about like Judah and their, stuff, and basically how, like, they would, do fast, and it would really just be a bunch of bullshit. And all the stuff that they would do, like, I think you could go on down and say, like, delight themselves, from the Sabbath day, and, like, other stuff, like, that's ridiculous, We don't really got to go into, like, a deep thing, but that was the Judas thing. They would have, like, a sign of religiousness, but in reality, they wouldn't be right. But the same thing is what Yahushua warned against, right? Like, don't appear unto men to fast. When you give your alms, don't, like, have a trumpet before you, saying, look, I am giving you alms. And you have, like, a whole dance party or some shit. That's how it would go around nowadays. You'd have, like, a party, and stuff like that. And all these theatrics. And I see that, especially with IU, I see a lot of theatrics, and that's not really the spirit. That's not the spirit to be in, our elders and apostles, they're in the right spirit. Whenever I see them do camps, Passovers, and stuff like that, and there's no theatrics. It's basic, You really do their Passovers. It's just like, okay, let's eat. It's they don't eat first, but they'll say a couple words, and then I think they'll have someone speak, and then they'll eat. The Passover, things like that, and that'll be that, right? Those guys that are, smaller camps out there, one-man camps, 2 or 3, same thing. You maybe, like, say a quick prayer, you go in there, you perform the Passover, which the Passover is like March 23rd. It got updated, moved back. I think that's just to make it line up more with spring, if I'm correct. But January, according at least to what I saw, the calendar for 2024, the Purim was like January 28th or something, if I'm correct. I remember I saw that on the calendar, but that's just what it is. So technically Passover will be on the second month today, this time, but that's that, right? We don't really need to go into this. Let's get to the article. Okay, so here's this fucking talking about this, garbage ass holiday, but it's important to get into these things, really basic kind of stuff, but pagan roots of Valentine's Day, right? And We're not going to read all that. Lupercalia is a major Roman festival, and the calendar is commemorated every year, February 15th. It's held in honor of the gods Faunus and Lupercus, the gods of agriculture and fertility. Right? You still have the word Faunus that appears within, like science and stuff like that. I think that goes to like animals, like a faunus. It goes like animals and stuff like that. It also goes on to the mythical founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus, right? And all the science, they always looked up to the Greek and Roman shit because, that science shit, came out of like the Renaissance period and all those guys, there's just Rome reincarnated. So that's where you get all that bullshit from. All the science, fucking garbage, all the Latin, and there's even species named after the Rothschilds. They have like flowers and shit named after them. It's like, in the morning, the priest of Lupercus, known as Lupercae, entered the Lupercal cave. That's what it would be, Lupercae. It wouldn't be like, I think it would be like Lupercae, because the C's were K's, so Lupercalia, not Lupercalia. Lupercalia, not Lupercalia. Lupercalia, not Lupercalia, not Lupercalia, not Lupercale, Lupercal. The place of Romulus and Remus were said to have been carried for as babies by a she-wolf. Now, the whole Romulus and Remus thing, that stuff is real, but the she-wolf thing is a bunch of hot baloney. And they made that shit up. Listen, this is what happened. They had a mom and a dad. Alright? And then in time, them niggas started fighting and wanted to kill each other. And then, Romulus probably made up that bullshit about the she-wolf to make himself sound cooler. You know what I mean? He legit made that shit up. He fucking made that up. He knew he had a fucking mom and a dad. And he just said, oh, no, I got she-wolf. And like, nigga, please. You got a mom. Alright? You had a mom and a dad. Stop. She-wolf, dude. They probably were raised by their parents too. How do you survive like out on a child isn't gonna survive. If you drop a child, like an infant, like on the street, the child is not gonna survive. The child is just gonna be dead. Like, they're not gonna be like raised by wolves or something like that. So you get these stuff and these stupid ass stories and stuff like that. Like, it's a story, it's fiction. Romulus and Remus were real. But just that stuff about the she-wolf and this legend garbage and this mythical stuff, it's a story. It's some bullshit some loser came up with. Right, the spot at which the brothers were believed to have founded Rome, right? The representation of fertility, and because Lupercalius was a god shepherd. See how fucking mad this stuff is. 2 male goats were sacrificed in the cave. This is for a sacrifice of a dog. Aww. To represent purification, because dogs often guards the flock. That's fucked up, man. We don't kill dogs with us, man. We don't sacrifice dogs, man. Come on, man. Like, that's not a clean animal, dude. Ew. We're supposed to sacrifice clean animals. And even with that, there's a very specific thing you're supposed to do, but this stuff is madness. Blood taken for sacrificial knife was smeared across the fornecks of the 2 Lupercae. Knife was then wiped clean with a piece of milk-soaked wool. Historians have suggested this ritual is the reason why Valentine's Day is associated with the colors red and white. Red represents the blood from the sacrifice, whilst white represents the milk on the knife that wipes the knife clean, signifying new life. Right, so remember, all this mystery school stuff all goes back into the cycles of life and death. That's pretty much the bare bones version of like what all this heathen stuff pretty much boils down to. The cycles of life and death, and, rituals, and the sacrificing of children for which is deft to breathe new life into the land. You know, he's even in Wisdom of Solomon, which apparently it's debated, at least according to this commentary book, is, you know, whether Solomon actually wrote Wisdom of Solomon, or it could have been someone else acting like he was Solomon. That's what they say. They say it was someone else, you know, an Israelite who was like writing a poetic matter, claiming to be Solomon who wrote it. But I don't know. I haven't looked at any modern sources, so, you know, check that out for yourself. Feasting falls ritual, and after stomachs are full, the lupercalia cut strips from the sacrificed goats called thongs. Yeah, that's funny. It's like women wear something, you know, they wear like thongs and whatever like that. I dip them in a sacrificial blood, but obviously it's like, you know, different. But, you know, I wonder if that's where they get the whole idea of like a woman's like thong that they wear, you know. Lupercalia then ran naked through the streets of Rome with any woman within striking distance. Many welcomed the lashings of the revealing bare skin for the thong to strike. The fuck. It was believed that the thongs would make childless women more fertile, whilst blessing pregnant women with the gifts of an easy birth. See how mad this stuff is. You know, Scripture says that. Man, how's it go? Oh my God. Yeah, love the Lord, keep the commandments, for they are not grievous. But that one, our commandments aren't grievous. You know, we don't have to do any weird stuff like that. Like, you know, Ishmael has something similar. I think it was like, was it the Feast of Ishtar or whatever, where they like whipped themselves, you know, or Indro, it was the Sora, the Feast of Asura, one of those things, but they like whipped themselves, like cut themselves and stuff. It's pretty wild. You know, they're wild. The wild man. You know, we don't do any weird stuff like that. None of our, you know, holidays have us do anything that harms ourselves. You know, I mean, if you want to go into like the most, I mean, we afflict ourselves by like not eating food, but even with that, that's, you're not really, we're not like trying to kill ourselves here, you know, because I mean, really, when you do it, as long as like, you know, you eat a good amount before, obviously don't overeat, right? Never overeat. As long as you like eat and whatever before then, you just fast, you know, through that window, and then the next day on that sundown you can eat again. So really it's really like a form of like intermittent fasting, if you want to say, you know, but on a fuller level. And it's religious. It's a religious fast during the Day of Atonement. It's not like, you know, you fast just to fast. Like, that's what everyone does nowadays. Like, that's just a new fad. Like, oh yeah, I fast, dude. But then it's like do you understand like the like what it means to fast though? And not that you always have to fast for like, you know, for matters of the faith, but you know, people call themselves fasting for the Lord, but then it's like they're not. And I'm not talking about anyone in GMS. I'm talking about people like in the world, like these Christians especially. Oh, I fasted 30 days and 30 nights. And it's like, if you're, you know, you believe that's not, you know, worshiping the right power, man. You don't know the names or nothing. Like, you're just wasting your time. Like, you're gonna fast and do like a watermelon diet for like, or a water diet for like 30 days, and then you're gonna get hit by a nuke. Like, it's gonna blast you like right out of your Jordans. Like, the only thing that's gonna be left is you're just a radiated pair of Jordans. You know what I mean? Like that's it. You know what I mean? Another custom during lupercalia was the pairing of young Roman boys and girls, right? This is where you get all this stuff from, right? Everyone's always trying to like bag, you know, cuff these ladies during these, then a Valentine's Day and whatever, right? Oh, I'm gonna get me a girl, man, whatever, you know. And I was like, man, fuck that. I went to work. They asked me, hey, you want to come into work today? And I said, yes, please. I do not want to be in the spirit of, you know, this fucking holiday, you know. And I'd rather do that than just sitting in the house all day anyway. Just work a shift, right? It's not the Sabbath, so, you know, a little extra cash won't hurt, right? At some point during the festival, the names of young girls are written bits of paper into a jar. Every young man will then pull out a girl's name from the jar. The pair then will be coupled together for the duration of lupercalia. When they stayed together until the following year's ritual, some of you fell in love and married. I believe even like in Babylon, like the Temple of Babylon, they had like the same thing, something similar, where like you used to be paired up with like a random guy and a woman would lose your virginity there. And if you didn't go, I think they would actually kill you. As Christianity spread across the globe, many pagan traditions were absorbed and adapted into the Christian faith. Oh, wow, they admit it. That's crazy. That's actually 100% true. You know, starting with Jake, right? Lupercalia is clearly a very popular thing, even in the environment. Let's get the rest of that. We don't need to read all that. And then we know about the whole thing with Valentine, right? During 3rd century. Was Valentine around? Oh yeah, 269. So that's still Jake's period, right? When Jake was ruling. Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. There we go. Industrialization. Fuck, man. Can't speak right. It has industrialization during the 18th century made things easier for smitten couples with a mass production of illustrated romantic cards. The day's pagan roots were still very much on display with images of Cupid, the Roman god of desire and love, adorning the cards. From there, the day gradually grew into the billion pound industry that is today. And that's pretty much it. You know, so it just goes to show you that, you know, the beast that was, but is not, but still is, you know what I mean? All that stuff is very much real, you know, because you had the Cupid on the card, that's a Roman god, you know, so they have all that stuff. All that stuff is, you know, back in here, you know, and, you know, and I just wanted to go into the article because the last part was, like, really interesting. I was like, wow, you know, but, you know, if you do have a woman, you know, I guess it's a little bit tricky. Nothing wrong with doing, like, something for her, but I wouldn't celebrate no Valentine's Day, man. That's fucking ridiculous, you know. There's nothing wrong with, like, you know, hanging out with your woman, you know, but I don't know. I wouldn't be doing no shit no Valentine's Day. So, okay, we get together and, like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we go, you know, I don't know, I would keep it simple, dude. I wouldn't be saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go have, like, a Valentine's Day party. Oh, my God. Like, no. You know. But, yeah, that's the whole thing, you know. That's what makes being with women fucking complicated. You know, but this is nothing wrong with spending time with your woman. Just don't be in, like, a Valentine's Day spirit. That's what I'm trying to say, right? No, like, even like Christmas, right? Like, you have a woman and whatever, like, oh, yeah, come. Even with that, okay, that's maybe too fucking far. I don't know. At that point, you should just lie and just say, oh, no, I'm with my family, right? And then you say just another time, right? Like a week later, and then, or like a day later, then you go hang out with her. But, you know, that whole stuff with women in these holidays makes shit fucking, you know, complicated, you know. But up to you. You know, move in the spirit and stuff like that. Make the right choice and stuff like that. Don't be no fucking holiday fucking spirit, you know, which, you know, the whole Valentine spirit is pretty much dead at this point. It's, what, 7/27? People are fucking, well, they're fucking, but they're going home. Like, nobody's out there right now. You know, it's cold as fuck, and, you know, it's fucking snowstorm and shit. People fucking huddled up. No one's fucking going out there right now. So that's pretty much that, you know. Little when you're edified, and shalom.